What's going on, guys? It's Jeremy Hopper here. What you see here on the table is a WT Kirkman #2 cold blast lantern. To date, this is probably one of my most favorite lanterns that I've utilized, and I purchased it specifically for emergency backup lighting should the power grid ever go down for whatever reason that might be, natural or man-made. But this has also found favor with me in two other areas. Number one, the most important, is family bonding time. This lantern has the ability to attract my children to it like moths to a flame, literally. And it's always easy to get my children to settle down, to sit around this with myself and my wife, and just engage in just general family bonding time, just sitting around and talking, things of that nature. So that's something that is an added benefit to this to me. It's always easy to get us all together around this. Additionally, this is also something I like to utilize during cold weather, work-related activities. If I'm working in my garage, which is unheated, or outside somewhere during the winter, having the ability to put my hands over this to warm them up, to gain some dexterity so I can get back to work doing what I'm doing, that's always a small blessing. But with that said, we're going to take a closer look at this lantern. So we're just going to start by panning the camera down over top of the lantern. And we'll first examine that filler cap. This will hold approximately 30 ounces of fuel. You can see the filler cap. It has an O-ring. Now we're going to take a look at the globe. There is a ring at the top. Pull up on the ring, and the entire assembly will rotate out, just like so. In order to remove the globe from the lantern, you must rotate it 90 degrees. It will then come out. The reason why you have to rotate it 90 degrees is that the globe on two sides will have these glass lips or ledges right here, and that is engaging and locking into the wire holder on the lantern. When you examine the glass globe, you'll notice that it is incredibly thick. Feels pretty solid, especially when you compare it to your typical China Mart $5 lantern. There's no comparison. This is pretty flimsy compared to this. I mean, this is like a canning jar type of thickness, like a glass mason jar. Now we can start by looking at the wick and burner assembly. So you have an adjuster right here to raise and lower your wick. It operates pretty smoothly. We're going to zoom in, take a closer look at the burner assembly. Now you'll notice right here there are slots cut into the base and to the burner assembly. Just so you can see that. So if you rotate it, you can in fact take out that entire burner assembly. And now you can peer down inside of the lantern, down inside the fuel reservoir, and this is an actual air chamber in here. So when we take a look at this burner assembly, once again you can see the locking lugs that will lock this to the base of the lantern. This is a top cover that is removable. And we have the actual burner itself. So we'll zoom in and take a closer look. We have solid brass construction on this wick holder or wick guide, with holes drilled through the top portion for increased airflow. The brass does extend all the way through to the base. And you can see this base plate here has plenty of holes drilled in it for increased airflow. Once again, we have our wick adjustment knob that moves smoothly and effortlessly. So when you put this back together, you're simply going to align this slot with your wick adjustment knob. Make sure your wick comes through the top cover, and it's just a friction fit. We'll now bring in our lantern. We'll place our wick down into the fuel reservoir. we'll take the locking lugs here and align it here and here with the appropriate slots. We'll rotate that into place. We'll take our lantern, flip that handle over, put our globe in, the knob sticking up as such, put it into the lantern, rotate 90 degrees. You can see how I just flipped the wire over top that locking lug. I'll do the same on the other side. So I'm going to pull up. This is spring loaded. The globe goes into place and locks. I swapped out my other lantern with this one. This one has fuel in it, so to light it, you press down on this lever. It will raise the globe. Reach in with a light or flame. Lower the globe. Now we'll wait a moment and see what this looks like in the dark. This lantern does put out about 14 candle power, which is definitely enough to see most of what you're going to be doing in this room. I can see pretty well around me. Although it may not translate very well on camera, I could definitely read by this light, no problem at all. The 14 candle power is also attributed to the fact that the wick on this is 7/8 of an inch in width, which definitely helps. The burner assembly has been redesigned according to W.T. Kirkman to offer greater efficiency. And the globe on this lantern is tall, which helps with draft. And again, when you have that draft, you're going to have an elongated flame, which again, all of this helps to create that 14 candle power and put out a decent amount of light for what this is. These lanterns are built out of galvanized materials, which are going to help in corrosion protection and rust resistance in the long run and help aid in that durability factor. One of the reasons why I like this because I do carry these outside in the rain. So having that corrosion protection is something that's very important to me. These are also available in a painted format. These lanterns are 15 inches in height. They cost about $30, and they do come equipped with a very, very tiny filling funnel. This thing is almost laughable in my opinion. I tend to spill more fuel than get it into the fuel tank, but it is what it is. In my opinion, I think that these are a very good lantern for the value, and it's something that I utilize in my home for a wide variety of different circumstances, from disaster preparedness and everyday life. So with that said, I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you have found the information useful, and I'll catch you in the next video. So long.